In this segment, we will be going over 9 times officers got owned by someone higher in power than themselves. Kapow! Number 1. 2 officers were bothering a man filming at a USPS, but out of nowhere, they both go into shock when they realized their lieutenant was very close friends with the victim. Just pay attention to how the two greet each other. Oops.
How you doing, Captain?
Hello.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Shake your hand.
Yeah.
How are you?
Captain, I just want to say that you're one of the best captains I've ran into.
That's okay. That's okay. Appreciate it.
So
basically they want more trespassing. I told him basically got called told him 30 feet. I'm asking for his identification. I told him he's undertained. He refused to identify who he is to get his identification, so they need to pay for trespassing.
The man then starts to tremble and stutter on his words as he is completely dismayed.
I'm not breaking any law. I came in here, I didn't disturb anybody. I came in here and I was recording the greeting cards. And I wasn't even aiming it at the employees or the customers at that time. And the branch manager came out and said, wanted to know who I was. She wouldn't identify herself. She wanted to know who I was with. I said, I'm with myself.
The man, knowing the law, simply asked if he was going to be detained. The male officer stated no, but the female officer said yes, showing that she in no manner is familiar with the laws and regulations. The conversation then becomes intense.
And she thought that the rules were on her door that said no photography. And I went and I looked and said, man, there's no rules. There's a poster 7 in here that allows photographs for news purposes in entrances, lobbies, foyers, and corridors. And that's where I've been. I haven't been in any restricted areas. I am completely following the law, and I'm following post office rules and regulations. But as we all know, the post office, they don't know their rules like they should know. So I'm here to kind of educate them that what I'm doing is lawful. I'm not creating any disturbance. Holding a camera does not create a disturbance. I understand you got called here.
So that's not creating disturbance, sir?
He rolled up code 3 because elders. Captain, am I being detained, Captain?
No.
Elders has got me detained.
Suddenly comprehending what a huge mistake they both had made, both officers back off and slowly walk away, as they were ridiculed of their actions in front of the sergeant.
I told him he was informing.
Right now, you and I are talking.
Okay.
Good. All right. So, all right. How much longer do you plan on?
No, they're closing up at 5 o'clock. You know. And I really expected, I went downtown to the post office, walked all through there, 3 cameras rolling, nobody said a word.
Moral of the story: it's good to have powerful friends in all places. Number 2. These 2 officers approached a man in a motel parking lot next to a Denny's, demanding for his driver's license. Filmmaker argues over and over that the location in which he was standing is not private property.
Yeah, it starts from the higher up. Starts. Hello? Hello? He doesn't want to talk to us.
They're soliciting a trespass.
Me. You can't solicit a trespass and get a grip on it. You just solicited a trespass on video.
My property because I'm going to be trespassing.
There you go. I'm on your property. Have a nice day. You can listen.
You have ID, man?
Nope. This is a. You know what a public easement is? I never stepped on the property. Nope. This is not her property. This is a public easement.
No, it's not. This is.
No, it is. Do you see this sign?
Do you have your ID, sir?
Do you see this sign? No, I don't have my ID.
Okay, what's your name?
No, not interested.
What's your name?
Not interested. Listen to your sergeant. He's going to tell you to go back to work.
Not so. I'm
Sergeant,
right
can I
now.
have a civil conversation with you, sir? Sergeant. Okay.
Soon a sergeant approached the 2 officers, correcting them of their mistake. But no matter how much the man asked to speak with him, he did not respond.
Sergeant, is there any opportunity to converse with you, sir? No.
I copy. What's no? Where are we from?
Well, at least the sergeant knows the law. Let's start with that.
At the end, everyone went about their business as the cops peacefully left the scene. Number 3. This sergeant approaches a guy who was filming the street with his high-tech drone. The officer starts to state in an aggressive manner that he has to provide his driver's license. The man responds that he has every right to use his drone and that the officer is wrong. In order for ID to be required, it specifically needs to be stated what law was broken.
Are you?
I don't need to provide that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
If I'm asking you who you are and why you're videotaping our facility, you have to provide me with some kind of identification. So do you have any identification?
To require identification under the law, you need to be able to articulate a crime that I'm about to commit or I have committed.
The officer then responds that he needs a justifiable reason for video recording his facility, and that the Supreme Court has made it very clear it's perfectly fine to record in public. The officer then responds that he could care less about the law or the Supreme Court.
You're going around, you're videotaping our state police facility for no apparent reason, and if I'm asking you who you are, you have to provide me with identification.
I don't have to,
it's
no.
just like anything else.
No, it's not.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
In fact, your public information officer already has dealt with this here, and so has a few other officers, so...
I don't care who's dealt with it. I'm asking you for identification because I want to know who you are right now. And I want to know what your reason is for videotaping our facility.
Well, first of all, Supreme Court has covered that filming out in public is perfectly legal.
I don't care what the
and that is
Supreme
not a
Court-
suspicion of crime. So therefore, you have no suspicion of crime.
Another officer comes to aid his colleague, but just stands in the back, not knowing what to do. In response, the man demands for his superior to be called onto the scene. As the superior approaches the drama, things take a quick turn for the worse, confirming each and every statement of the innocent man.
We want to get a supervisor, somebody higher up,
Sure, here's my sergeant. He's coming out right now.
and he'll tell you.
Okay, no problem.
The cop, not knowing the law, walked away embarrassed, and his superior stated, "It's my greatest apology for any drama or difficulties taking place today."
Hey, Elaine. He was flying the drone out in front, videotaping. All I'm doing is asking for a form of identification so we can identify who he is. He's refusing.
Go to your first sergeant, not a problem. Not a problem.
He can videotape as much as he wants. We don't have to get any form of identification.
He can videotape, not a problem.
In the end, all the pedestrians had to say was, "You need to inform your employees better on what the laws actually state." Number 4. A bike rider was filming a video. A woman cop approaches him, asking for his identification. The bike rider immediately denied his request. She then stated that he was acting sketchy and that his mask resembled that of a criminal robber.
This is my protection.
Okay, let me see
I
your
can give
ID.
you my name, but first I want to know under what penal code am I being detained?
You're being detained because you're acting in a suspicious way in an area with businesses.
In
that would
what
make
way?
you more uncomfortable. You're wearing a ski mask, dude. Come on.
It's windy. I'm riding a bike.
Okay. Do you have ID on you?
I don't. I have my name.
Okay.
But first I ask for, is this a supervisor? Because you're kind of shaking. You're making me nervous.
Okay.
I'd like to speak with him. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
After 5 minutes, their conversation escalated, causing the officer to call her supervisor. The bike rider then honestly explained the whole situation, but the only response from the woman officer was that he is not telling the truth.
Sir, I'm good. She walked up, sir, she walked up to me.
Yes.
She told me, "Give me your ID," and then she grabbed my camera and told me I was being detained. And I asked her under what penal code, and she told me under suspicious activity. And I want to know what suspicious activity. Because under my knowledge, I'm operating under the law, never over it.
Yes, sir.
Under the First Amendment. I know you know it, but
Thankfully, the supervisor was a sharp man with clever thinking. He responded to the bike rider, "Don't worry, I will check her body cam to see what really happened." Suddenly, the biker points out that the officer was not wearing her body cam, and a whole mess of sketchiness comes into play.
When we get back to the station, I'll get her body camera and I'll look at it.
I'll be over there too to detain that footage. I don't even see, she doesn't even have one on.
Bruh.
Sir?
It's under the car.
Let's just say the supervisor is not going to be happy when they both go back into his office. Number 5. This man was placed in handcuffs for filming in the parking structure of a police station. The officer then states to the man that he has no right to record on private property, but the man shouts back, "How in the world is a police station a private entity?" Later on, it also becomes clear that the officer colleague turned off the man's cellular phone, making it a violation of the First Amendment.
What is it you're doing back there?
Hey guys.
Your phone is perfectly fine.
Hey
and
guys,
it's on still. See
go
that?
ahead and call.
Step over
okay.
here. We're talking to you. So step over here and tell us what you're doing back here. This is private property, and that's why we're asking you.
How can a police department be private property?
Do you have an ID with you?
How can a police department be
You have an
private
ID with you, sir.
property? Ma'am, did you turn my phone off?
You got a,
That's a violation of my First Amendment.
what's your full name and date of birth?
Supervisor?
What's your full name and date of
Can I
birth?
please talk to a supervisor?
What's your full name and date of birth?
You guys are working on getting a lawsuit.
So listen, you're fixing to be arrested for failure to ID if you don't identify yourself.
That's a secondary charge. What's the
Do
primary
you understand?
charge? What's the
Do
primary
you
charge?
understand?
What's the primary charge, sir?
What is your name and date of birth?
Sir, what's the primary charge?
You are being detained right
I'm
now.
not going to answer anything. If I'm detained, then I don't have to talk to you. I like my lord.
Thank you.
And if I'm not detained,
What is your name and date of birth then? Shut him, dummy.
The officers then become hostile, threatening to take the man into custody if he does not provide his name. The man requests over and over what was the crime that he performed. The man, being an intellectual, responds that not one more word will come out of my mouth till I see my lawyer.
He's back here walking by the units recording. Yeah. So he's just detained right now. I'll cut him loose. I don't mind for that. Huh?
yeah, he's one of those. Really?
Yeah. No, that's fine with me.
Go leave.
Thanks to the help of high security, a lieutenant came to the scene. The audio was not provided, but all we know is that he informed his task force they had made a huge mistake, freeing the man to go free about his business. The man was still infuriated, stating that legal action was definitely going to be taken after the abuse he went through today.
Yeah, we'll let you go. Let's take him and walk him over
Can you
there.
please make sure my phone is still on? If you turn off my phone, I'll be filing a lawsuit against you for violating my First Amendment rights. That phone
Let's
is
take him
my
over.
record.
Cuffs off.
Can I please get my phone first? I want my phone to record this.
What do you need?
That is my
I said
official
we're
record.
walking
Cannot
over.
interfere with my First Amendment rights. Please bring my phone back.
Please come back next week for more enlightening clips and subscribe.